to North Healing Arts. Today I wanted to talk about packing school lunches because we're at that time of year where summer's coming to an end and we're all thinking about what we're going to start packing in school lunches for the school year. So before I get into actually what to pack in the lunch, I want to talk about some pre-planning. So when you're doing your grocery shop, really think about what you have on hand for the kids to pack in their school lunches. Maybe have some separate drawers or some separate baskets, separate areas of the fridge where you have those specific foods. So when whoever goes to pack the lunch, it makes things really quick and easy. The second tip I want to give is to try to pack as much as you can the night before school versus the morning, because often our mornings are very stressful in the sense of getting out the door and everybody getting ready. So you can have a little bit more time in the evening and have as much as you can there. If you want to add the fresh things at the end, for example, if you're making a sandwich, you want to have that fresh, you could pack that at the very end. My next tip is to make sure that everyone's having a good balanced breakfast, because you don't want kids to go to school hungry. We know that kids that go to school hungry often have less concentration, and we need to make sure they're alert and doing the best that they can when they're there. So starting off with a breakfast and having a good balanced lunch. Now, getting the kids involved in making their lunch is really important, and you can start them really young. My kids have been making their own school lunches from scratch since grade 4, and then I just do the health inspection to make sure that they have something that's well balanced and they have something from each of our wide range of food groups. So when you're packing your school lunch, you want to make sure that you have, number one, a rainbow of colors. So you want to make sure you've got some fresh, frozen, or canned vegetables and fruits. So here in my tray, I've got a wide variety of fresh fruits and vegetables that are common favorites with kids. So we have things like bananas, we have oranges, cucumbers, grapes, some grape tomatoes, some peppers that can be sliced up. You could also do raw carrots. You could have a little container of maybe some low-fat ranch dressing that they could dip in, or one of our favorites is hummus. So we have over here is some hummus, which is actually a really good protein source as well. If you're using canned fruit, the most important thing is that you're using the unsweetened. So you can see here with my fruit sauce cups, I've got the unsweetened, and then with the fruit cocktail cups, we've got the no sugar added. So we've got our vegetables and fruits covered. Make sure you have at least 2 servings, maybe one for the lunch and one for a snack. Now we're going to move on to our grains. So 50% of our grains should be coming from whole grains. So here I've got some examples of some whole grain wraps. I've got some bread, I've got some bagels, some buns, as well as some low sodium crackers. So I've got some stone wheat thins, some Triscuits. Again, you can use a wide variety of crackers. The biggest one here is you want to read your labels for a lower sodium cracker. So trying to aim for ones that have 5% or less of sodium per serving. You can also use non-traditional lunch items. So I've put some rolled oats into a little container here. Now, the night before, you could just add some yogurt into here, some frozen fruit. If you aren't a nut-free school, you could sprinkle in some nuts, or you could put in some chia seeds and hemp seeds for some good protein. And then that's kind of like an overnight oat that they could just take, and it's a complete meal right there. You could also have the kids, if microwaves are available, they could add water up to the top and they could microwave it, and then just take some extra toppings in their lunch for some hot oatmeal. I've got some cold cereal, which is great for something to add to a trail mix, or just as a nice little snack on the side with their yogurt and their vegetables and fruits in their lunch as well. So now we want to move on to our protein foods. Now this is often where a lot of parents struggle, is getting different types of protein foods into the lunch. So just step out of your box. With the new Canada's Food Guide, we don't necessarily have to have meat in our school lunches. We can have other protein foods. So we can have yogurt, we could have cheese sticks, sliced up hard cheese. Like I said, we can have the hummus. Hard-boiled eggs make a really nice, easy one. You can do a whole bunch of hard-boiled eggs at the beginning of the week, have them all peeled and ready to go for the school lunches. You could add them to sandwiches or wraps or pitas, or the kids could just eat them on their own. I've got these little cans of tuna, so trying to get fish into our lives once or twice a week is a really good tip for just general healthy eating. So those little cans of tuna are really nice to add to crackers. When you're thinking about sandwiches, they can get really boring. So one really good tip to change up a sandwich is just to change the type of bread that you're using. So instead of using bread, use a wrap. Instead of using a wrap, use a pita. Maybe make a bagel sandwich or an English muffin sandwich, and just switch what you put up for the sandwich types. Then I'm going to talk about leftovers, because some kids like leftovers, some don't. Again, depending on if you have a microwave available, you can reheat, but if you don't, having a really nice thermos on hand makes it food safe, so you're keeping hot foods hot. So just fill up a thermos with some boiling water in the morning, and then heat your lunch up really well in the microwave, and then dump out the boiled water, put your food inside and seal it up really quickly, and then the food stays hot until kids are ready to have their lunch. You could also put milk into a thermos, which also makes a good protein choice and gives them their calcium and vitamin D at their lunch meal as well. To keep on the food safe theme, you want to make sure you're keeping cold foods cold in the lunch kit. So having an insulated lunch kit and then putting in like a freezer pack in there, or something frozen that will be thawed by lunchtime that they're going to enjoy eating. Then finally, hydration. So hydration is really important to keep everybody alert and keep their energy levels up. So have a reusable water bottle filled up for water for the kids to drink throughout the day, and fill it up as needed. If you have any more questions about nutrition, feel free to give us a shout at www.sedonanorth.ca. Thanks.